I want to share with you guys a story of why I dropped out of college. So I took 4 years to get a AA degree. It should have taken me 2 years, but there's so many reasons that I prolonged this process, and then eventually I ended up just not going back to school. So pretty much I grew up in an environment where my parents really pushed traditional school on me. They wanted me to go to college. They wanted me to get a 9-to-5 job because that's what they were taught to be successful. And I'm not here to bash college. My parents actually built a really solid foundation for me and my brother and my sister by going the traditional route. Now they didn't go to college, but that was the one thing that they were missing that kind of held them back. But they grew up in a different time. When I was growing up in high school, I was growing up with Instagram and I was seeing fitness influencers and I was seeing entrepreneurs live this life I didn't even know was possible. You know, I didn't realize that you can make money online, that you can start your own business, that you can be your own boss. And for me, when I saw that on Instagram, I really gravitated towards that. And I said, I want to learn how to do that. And when I was in high school, I remember I'm like, I didn't want to be a doctor. I didn't want to be, a scientist. I wanted to be a millionaire. That's what I wanted to do. I just didn't see how college was going to help me do that when I saw that there was so much opportunity online for you to make money. I actually ended up going to school just because my parents pushed me. It was kind of like an ultimatum. It was like, hey, you either pay rent or you go to school. And because of that, I actually thought, okay, if I'm gonna go to school, I'm gonna try to put myself in the best situation to do as little work as possible while being able to maximize my passions outside of school, which is essentially fitness and entrepreneurship. So I decided to stay home. I went to community college. My first semester, I did so terribly that I actually got academic dismissal, which is a letter from the principal or the dean saying that you cannot apply to come back to this school because your grades were so poor. Now, was I dumb? No, I wasn't. In fact, I was actually just putting all of my time and attention to things outside of school, things like business. I would go to school, I would do the absolute minimum, I would come home, I'd work on my business, which at the time was training people in person and out of my mom's garage. That was my passion. That was what I was spending all my time doing. Eventually, it just got to a point to where I just kept prolonging the process of going to school, wasting money, taking English classes that I knew weren't gonna help me, taking, psychology classes I knew weren't gonna help me. Eventually, what happened is I just decided that this is no longer worth my time because I'm not getting anywhere in school and I'm also not getting anywhere in business. And the longer that I do both, the longer I'm going to prolong my success in either or. And so I had to make a decision. Do I want to go all in on school and actually make progress on school? Or do I want to go all in on my dreams and make progress on my dreams? It wasn't until I decided that school was no longer for me. It took me 4 years to get to that point that I decided to go all in on the business. And then that's when things actually started growing, because instead of having split focus, I was able to focus 100% on one thing. And in that, I learned that your plan B is only holding you back. If you have a plan A and a plan B, let's say that you have a dream to start your fitness coaching business and you're like, oh, well, I'm just gonna go to school because it's a backup plan. That backup plan is actually doing you more harm than good because it's taking your time away from making progress in either or. You have to choose one. Your plan B is not gonna work, but that's also why I dropped out of school, because it was taking time and attention away from the thing that I knew I needed to spend more time doing in order to progress.